the Sultanate of Oman, often overshadowed by its neighbor, the UAE. But Oman is, in fact, a vast country in the Gulf region, blessed with abundant nature beauty, and happens to be the oldest independent state in the Arab world. Although modern in its approach, it is a country which believes in preserving its rich traditions and culture and gives a lot of importance to them. But many think Oman, being in the Gulf region, is composed of just desert, and this is what we thought about. So, is Oman just a desert? Well, no. It is much more, as we soon found out. Considering this question, we had set out on a quest to prove the beautiful truth of Oman. We found that Oman had three aspects: the land and the earth of the country, the sea that bounds it by its long coastline, and most important of all, the people that call Oman home, what they've built in the past and what they will build in the future. First, we ventured throughout the mountains of Oman to explore its beautiful landscape. We began our quest with the fabled Green Mountain. Welcome to Jabal Akhtar. Deep in nature, Jabal Akhtar is definitely a must visit, as it is one of the few places in the desert-like climate of Oman that gets quite cold.
The name Jabal Akhtar or Al Jabal Al Akhtar literally translates to the Green Mountain. Jabal Akhtar is part of the Hajar Mountains of Oman and rises to a height of 2,980 meters, encompassing the Sheikh Plateau at 2,000 meters above sea level. It is famous for its labyrinth of wadis, which are intermittent streams, and terrace orchards, where pomegranates, apricots, and roses grow in abundance due to its mild Mediterranean climate.
This mountain, mostly composed of limestone, is one of the highest points in Oman and eastern Arabia. Jabal Akhtar lies at the central section of the Al Hajar range, located around 150 kilometers from Muscat. The range at high altitudes receives around 300 millimeters of precipitation annually, moist enough to allow the growth of shrubs and trees and support agriculture. It is this that gives the mountain its green name.
In August 2011, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos designated Jabal Akhtar a natural reserve in a bid to conserve its unique yet fragile biodiversity. A decree issued by His Majesty established the Jabal Akhtar Sanctuary for natural sceneries.
In order to further explore the land and earth of the country, we continued our quest at a popular camping spot where one can gaze upon the mountains and the ocean. Welcome to Bandar Al Khairan.
My crew and I came to Bandar Al Khairan, which is 45 minutes away from the capital city of Muscat. The magnificent mountains and the serene coastline that defines the landscape of Oman coincides here. It is truly a gem.
The area is surrounded by crystal clear waters and soft sand beaches that will simply take you by surprise. You can also snorkel here. Bandar Al Khairan is an excellent hike for those who are propelled by adventure.
Now, if you ask people what they think of when they hear Oman, the likely response is sand, glowing rippled dunes extending as far as the eye can see. Parts of Oman do match this description. From the mountains and hills of the land, our quest now took us to the sea and the dunes that follow along. The country has an immense coastline that extends over 3,165 kilometers. From Oman's coastline, you can gaze upon the Arabian Sea, the Gulf of Oman, and the Indian Ocean.
The sugar dunes along the central eastern coast of Oman make for a fantastic trip to some lesser visited desert. With this particularly impressive setting along the ocean, means you can have the epic combination of desert camping and beach camping all in one.
The powdery white sugar dunes are about 400 kilometers south of Muscat. located along the central coast of Oman, east of Masira Island and north of Duqm. Al Khalouf, the nearest town to the dunes, is a small fishing settlement on the coast. As with everywhere in Oman, while camping is legal, safe, and commonplace, there are even little places designed for tents alongside the beach so that you don't have to drive into the sand.
Continuing our quest, we set out to explore what the people of Oman have built over the years. Our next destination was a rich location where there's always something going on.
This is Al Moj Muscat, a unique modern waterfront development situated in the heart of the city. 19,000 residents call this place home, with people of all backgrounds living in this luxurious lifestyle and leisure destination that brings together people, businesses, and cultures in a vibrant community. Al Moj is also integrated with a sustainable environment.
3.2 million people visit Al Mouj every year, with larger numbers of people than ever being attracted to its deluxe hotels, its beaches and splendid coast, and its beautiful marina.
At Al Moj, you can also partake in recreation with a golf course and club on location. Al Moj is also very famous for its yachts. Right now, we can see in progress the Souk al Sabat, which means Saturday market. The event consists of small entrepreneurs who come here to market their business.
After Al Mauj, a wonderful modern place, it was time for a deeper dive into the history of Oman and its monarchy. Now welcome to Al Alam Palace.
Al Alam Palace was built in Old Muscat, Oman. It was used as an old ceremonial palace by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said, built in 1972.
The palace was a fine example of modern Islamic architecture. Now it is used to greet distinguished guests visiting the country.
His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq is now the current ruler, reigning since January of 2020. The Al Alam Palace is built on the site that was previously used for the British Embassy. According to legends, there used to be a flagpole stump, and many believed that any slave that touched it would be granted immediate freedom. The monarchs before His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said used to live in the Beit Al Alam Palace. This palace was later destroyed before the construction of the Al Alam Palace began. After Al Alam Palace, our crew came to the dark alleys of the famous marketplace of Matra Souk.
This is Matra Souk. Going back 200 years, it is one of the oldest marketplaces in Oman. It is also known locally as Al-Dhalam Souk. Al-Dhalam refers to darkness in Arabic. This is because of the crowded lanes that do not allow light to enter even during the day. This is especially true for the part of the marketplace that extends from Al-Lawatiya Mosque to Khor Bimba. The word souk, on the other hand, refers to marketplaces in general.
Matra itself is a center of commerce in Oman, having one of the largest seaports in the area. It was a center of commerce even before the discovery of oil in Oman. Matra Souk was a supply of goods for Omanis decades ago when needs were simple. Then it sold imported goods with native products.
Our journey took us through the land, to the sea, and through the history of Oman. Oman is one of those places where the land, the sea, and people coincide, which is especially true in the capital of Muscat. As one looks upon the city, one sees the ocean on one side, the mountains on the other, and the people of Oman living in the middle. Our quest showed us the beauty of Oman with its diverse people and rich history. It is truly a wonderful land to live in and a must visit for those from abroad who are on holiday. That is the truth of Oman.